Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're going to be talking about data mining and the internet. So, you may wonder, what are the steps of data mining? Well, first you want to find your data to be mined. Next, you want to prepare the data. Preparing the data includes things like removing outliers and inspecting points that may just be a nuisance to deal with. Next, you want to apply your data mining algorithm, which I'm not going to go over in this tonight because the algorithms can be pretty lengthy and pretty complicated to understand. Next, you want to represent the data to the user. This can be done in many forms, such as those annoying banner ads that you see of the things that you search in Google. So what are some of the challenges of data mining? Well, first of all, there's terabytes of information. You're dealing with a lot of data all the time. And this data can be delivered to you in different formats. So it can be kind of hard to put it all into one category. Sometimes, if you're looking for a certain kind of information, it can be difficult to find, and you extract large amounts of information from one source. So Google is one of the biggest companies. They have a lot of data to be mined, so it can be kind of hard to get all of it. And you have to work around mining sensitive information, such as medical records and other things like that. So how does it really apply to the internet, and are there laws to this? Well, there are actually. So the DMA has come up with some guidelines for data mining. One of them is that it needs fair and lawful collection, as well as necessary collection only. So that means they can't just mine data on you for any old reason. They need an actual reason to be mining the data. They can also only keep the data for as long as they need it. So there's not just warehouses of data with all of your information in it. No, it gets deleted after a certain amount of time because companies can't hang on to it. And individuals can change the data or ask for the data at any time, which is kind of a weird thing because no one ever tells you that you can do that. But you also have a right to delete the data whenever you want. So who uses data mining and why? Well, businesses use it a lot. Places like Nike and Under Armour, they all look at your search history and things like that, and they look at the latest shoes that you've been looking at. So they can use your data along with all of your friends' data to make predictions based on what shoe is going to be selling better that month. Corporate companies can also use it. They will look for patterns and try and get advantages compared to their other companies. Retailers can also use this, kind of the same way that Nike and stuff would, businesses would, because they would help you, or help the companies understand more of what they need to be selling and what products they need to put on the shelves faster. Healthcare providers can also use that. They can predict the number of patients that they'll get in a certain month, year, or anything like that, as well as manufacturing companies. They can also track patterns of production, such as Halloween time, which candies sell more, so how much more should they produce? So there are some key components that goes in the steps of data mining. First, you want to process the data. That involves building a target set of data, so it could be teens, it could be certain sweaters or shoes that get sold in a month. Then you want to cleanse the data by removing any errors or any crazy points that don't help you. Then you want to search for relationships in the data. So that could be things like, if a person bought broccoli, did they also buy ranch? And then you want to look for clustering. So if you have a certain amount of clusters, that can also change the way that your data reacts to certain things. Then the other steps are classification, which will help put the data that you have towards a known set of data, kind of give it a generalization. Then you want to use regression to predict the numbered values that are going to take place in your data set. Then you want to summarize it. You can provide visualizations based on graphs, maybe tables or something like that, just to get a better understanding of what the data actually is. That is all. Thank you for listening.